Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Wednesday afternoon, June 20th. Of course, we come to you from sportsbookreview.com. What is sportsbookreview.com? Well, it's a very handy website where you can read about every single sportsbook in existence, the good ones and even the bad ones, and read about what all the all the sportsbooks specialize in, what kind of a sportsbook caters to a player like you. Some cater to pros, some cater to amateurs, some cater to big-time players, some cater to medium players or small players. Some offer a ton of options, some offer fewer options but better juice. All those things you can find out at sportsbookreview.com. Jimmy the Bag, this afternoon was a little bit frustrating for me. I feel like overall I handicapped the card well, but wound up probably going to be looking at down a few units from the afternoon games. Although I'm definitely liking my evening games. Jimmy the Bag, you had a winner in the World Cup, very nice, easy caller, easy casher there, easy. And you just hit the over in Miami San Francisco game. Man, I had the first half over in that one. That one lost, and then they score 5 in the 6th inning. But that's how baseball goes.
Yeah, I watched that whole game. There was no drama.
Yeah.
No drama. It was just status quo. Nobody was close. No one was throwing at anybody. And I was predicting drama. Mm-hmm. So I'm fortunate to hit that. So Michael Fulmer hit the under 5 there in that first 4.5. Man, this guy, he's throwing 99. He looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then he gets the third time through the lineup, and his ERA is now over 9. Third time through the lineup. So when I look at Fulmer moving forward, he's a first 5 machine.
Yes. A lot of people are like that. You know who else is like that statistically? Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers, you think of him as an awesome starting pitcher, which he is, but not third time through the lineup. And there are pitchers in Major League Baseball who have those kinds of tendencies. You know what I'm saying, Jim? That's a very important thing to notice. And you just noticed it, Jimmy the Bag.
I was watching baseball all day today. Had a little bit of time in my hands and wasn't feeling well, so I just sat back and watched baseball all day. The under I lost in the Braves Blues. I went so 2-2. These Braves hit lefties. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think so. Anytime I think that the Braves are up against the lefty with a lot of ability, we should take team totals over, especially if we get a plus line, and we should back the Braves in underdog situations against top lefties.
Well, but what's his name? Happ had a good start against him though.
Good enough.
They got their last 2 in the 9th.
You're right. There was a late cover on the over.
Yeah,
but they were hitting him. And Sanchez looks susceptible. But they were getting on Happ. I'm impressed by this Braves team, and wait till Acuna comes back. If Acuna comes back.
Yeah. All right. So overall, and then I had the Dodgers and Cubs. The first 5 innings under cash, which I didn't give, but I gave both team total unders. The Dodgers cashed easily, and then the Cubs went over in the bottom of the 5th, so I took a loss on that one. The White Sox Cleveland game went exactly as Kobe Valentine predicted. Extremely low scoring game for the White Sox and a huge scoring game for Cleveland. I only had a winner with that one because I did give the first 5 innings team total under with the White Sox. On my personal accounts, though, I did bet the under on that game, so I had to take a pretty big loss on that one.
Molly Mall called. Shout out to Molly Mall. He called the White Sox being shut out today.
Yes.
Impressive stuff.
So I had a nice winner on my one pick on that one with the first 5 innings team total under, and it was a little bit of an annoying day. I thought I had a great call with Detroit on the -1 line, which would have been a big dog line, but then as you said, Jim, Cincinnati came back late, and so overall, I'm just looking at this card. It's like I feel like I handicapped it well, but then somehow I'm down units. That happens a lot, Jim, doesn't it?
Well, more for me than you.
Yeah.
Fulmer looked awesome.
Yes.
He looked awesome until that 6th inning. Third time through the lineup, and then he couldn't get anybody out.
So we should put that in our brains and think about that.
He's a first 5 only guy. And so his ERA in the third time through the lineup was 8.15 before they got 3 runs on him in that with 5 batters, 6 batters. Yeah. Every hit was very, very hard. You could just feel it coming. You could feel the Reds coming. Molly looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm like, where did my losses come from? The White Sox first 5 innings, White Sox game, I had 1 play winner. Dodgers and Cubs, I had 1 winner, 1 loser, and had a lean to the first 5 innings under that should have been a winner. Okay, Atlanta, I just had 1 play, that was a winner. St. Louis, Philly, I passed, and Detroit, I had Detroit -1, which is where the hell are my losses coming from? I guess I had the first 5 over with Miami, which lost, and now I'm going to lose another one with the. Let me just check. Where the hell did my losses come from?
I'm sorry, see very many losses, but I had the Padres, and Lucchesi looked very uncomfortable on the mound. I guess what they were saying was with the hip injury. He was working, exercising, doing all the regular things. He actually had a little more velocity than he had before the injury, and he just did not look comfortable up there. And I knew there was a loss coming. It was a disappointing. And here the A's, who don't hit lefties, were smashing him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I guess I'm looking at there was a one winner there. One that makes me 2-1. That makes me 3-1, 3-2, and then 3-3, and then 3-4. Yeah, all right. So that's how it goes. That's how it happens in sports betting a lot. You can feel like you handicapped everything correctly, and then when you go back on things game by game, like I did handicap it correctly. But then you look at your bets and like, oh, somehow I went 3-4, and that's what happened to me this afternoon. But that's okay. You know why? Because I'm feeling pretty good about my nighttime plays, and let's review them right now.
Yes.
Jimmy the Bag. I am on bag with the Mets tonight. I took them -1 at plus 152. Obviously, the Mets are a dog shit team, but Bettis is starting for the Rockies, and who knows what's going to happen in this game. Happy to take an underdog line there. So I'm on the Mets -1. Two plays that I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous about. I did take Baltimore Washington first 5 innings over 5, and Baltimore first 5 innings team total over 2 plus 108. We will discuss that game. I'm feeling nervous about that one. Minnesota Boston game. I'm liking what I'm liking in that game. I took the first 5 innings under 2 for Minnesota. I'm liking that one. I took the first 5 innings under 4.5 at plus 109. I bet it when it first came out at 5. I'd much rather be given 5, but I'm fine with giving 4.5, and I think I might give the full game under and the Minnesota Twins full game team total under as well. I think Price will have a good start. We'll get into that later. Texas second half money line. At this point, that's a no-brainer. As I've said before, KC, the worst team in MLB in terms of second halves, both on the road and at home. That's rare. Usually one team's like a little bit better than, but it's just Casey, just terrible second half.
I couldn't speak just quickly on Casey. Yeah. I couldn't make that bet because I got him here at -120. When I tried to make the bet, Royals first 5 was -145.
Okay.
And I was like, I just can't take the arguably the worst team in the major leagues first 5 at -145.
Yeah, line shopping is very, very important. When Jimmy gave that pick, it was most places had -125, but I think it was Intertops. One place still had -120, so we gave him that. But 125 was widely available, and so these lines definitely moved Jimmy the Bag, as we know. Then I'm also doing another thing that makes me a little bit nervous, but Jimmy the Bag is doing it with me. We are taking overs in the Tampa Bay Houston game. Both Jimmy and I got burned doing that yesterday with Snell and Verlander. I'm taking the Tampa Bay team total first 5 innings over 1.5 at plus 113, and the first 5 innings over 4 -103. And the basic handicapping factor there, of course, is that Charlie Morton steroids, Trenbolone, Synthol, whatever the hell he's on, are wearing off and wearing off fast. Then I've also got the Yankees -1. We'll talk about that one. Is Felix Hernandez going to get hit here or not? The big factor for that game is that Felix Hernandez in his career, of course, has awesome numbers at the new Yankee Stadium, and even in his recent starts hasn't been so bad. He does get the benefit of the doubt, being a crafty veteran who knows how to make the best with what he's got. We've seen that many times this year with other starting pitchers, Cole Hamels and others. And in his last few starts, I was just kind of a little bit impressed with how Felix was getting grounders when he needed them. You know what I mean? Like someone who has diminished stuff but really does have a skill for getting grounders when he needs them, and that tends to be something that like crafty veterans with diminished skills tend to have. That can be a very valuable skill right there. But I decided to take the Yankees on the run line -1, and that's -141. That's the line I got. So those are all my picks that are going for tonight. Baltimore Mets -1, Baltimore Washington first 5 innings over, Baltimore first 5 innings team total over, Minnesota first 5 innings team total under, Boston Minnesota first 5 innings under, Texas second half money line, Tampa Bay first 5 innings team total over, Tampa Bay Houston first 5 innings over, and the Yankees -1. Jimmy the Bag has also, Tampa Bay Houston, first 5 innings over 4, and the full game over 7.5. Jimmy the Bag does have Kansas City first half money line, which at the time was -120, and that's the line we gave him. Jimmy the Bag, not afraid to fade Felix Hernandez. Basically 3 ways here. He's got the Yankees first 5 innings team total over 3, the Yankees full game team total over 5, and the full game over on that line, which is 9 -130. Jim's also got the Mets -1.5 plus 190, Baltimore Washington first half over 5. -120, and that's it. Those are the only plays that Jim has hanging for the evening. So it's interesting. The questions tonight will be how will Felix do against the Yankees? How will Charlie Morton do after 2 eye-poppingly bad starts? And I guess that's about it, right?
A lot of interesting comments. Lamont Williams says the bag. A lot of games going under for tonight. Be careful.
Yeah.
Then Parlay Poppy says team total over for Yanks against Felix Hernandez looks amazing. Anthony L on Mets reverse run line and over 11.5. Nasty Nate parlaying the Yankees money line with the Red Sox money line. Dom Ricci's on Bettis first 5 and Mets money line. Rockies are 4-8 under Bez, even though he's top 3 pitcher in the Major League Baseball first 5. CC Fitness says, I think Washington-Baltimore game stays under. But then Ulysses Hayes right under it says, I think Baltimore goes over. Isan Sofogari says, Pete, my best play tonight is Boston, Minnesota under. But just like you, I wish I got the 9.
I did get the 9, and I got the first 5 innings at 5, and I got the Minnesota team total at 4, and I got the Minnesota first 5 innings team total at decently as well. All right, let's just quickly get to that game because I do want to lock in some plays here. I do want to get. Is it now 8.5? Are there no 9s available?
Are we talking Red Sox Twins?
Yeah, Red Sox.
I've become much more interested in that play over the last 8 minutes.
Red Sox Twins. Where is that line? There's no 9s? Oh my God. I can't believe there's no 9s. I should have tweeted out. I was sitting there. I am going to give a 9. Let me see what the team total is for a Heritage because I definitely took Minnesota on the under 4. I know it was a 3.5 at Pinnacle. Damn, I wanted to give that one at 9. I bet it at 9. I should have just gave that shit in the morning. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Jimmy the Bag. Any other comments you want to?
Yeah, I think I can understand this riddle. It's from a man named Suresh Maravi. He says, "Hi, friend."
The Minnesota team total is now 3.5 at Heritage. Damn, sorry, Jim. I'm just annoyed right now.
No problem.
Let me check what maybe Bet365 will still have up. Let me see team totals here at Bet365.
I know I don't mean to hate on the book, but no. I feel the team totals are the worst at Bet365.
That's because you're usually looking to bet overs, right, Jim?
There's some truth to that.
3.5 minus 110, and they use 30-cent juice at Bet365 too as well. Man, damn it! I wanted to give 4 and I wanted to give 9. I'll have to give 3.5 and 8.5 if I want to give it.
Oh wow, it's 3.5 with Lance Lynn and Price in the first 5.
No, 3.5 for the Minnesota team total under on the full game.
Okay. What is the first 5 under?
First 5, I bet it at 5, and I had to give it at 4.5 in the morning show, and it is now 4.5. Yeah, still 4.5.
How juiced?
Yeah, plus 100.
I think that's a nice play. I think if there's an addition I'd like to make, are we going to break down Lynn and Price right now?
I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
But Suresh Maravi says, "Hi, friend."
Where is that guy? Where is that guy? Suresh Mahavi. He says, he wrote more than that.
Yes.
Suresh Mahavi. Where is that guy? I just skipped past it. Here he goes. Hi, friend. Best sports betting method for message me. That is interesting. Is he asking us to message him? Or because when I read that, my first thing is he thinks that we have the best sports betting message.
No, I think he's asking for what the best sports betting method is. That's what we're trying to break down on this show, Suresh Maravi. You've come to the right place. You have come to the right place.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure that out for our whole friggin' lives. We've made a teeny bit of progress, much like people trying to break down the age of the universe, but not a lot. Not a lot. It's very similar, trying to figure out the secrets of the hidden universe and the secrets of the best sports betting method.
I do like Hi Friend. Although Bill Cosby may have ruined Hi Friend.
Did he use that? He used that thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Hello Friend. That's his big sweatshirt that he wears all the time in different in pretty warm colors.
Oh, that's okay. Anyway, Suresh Maravi, Hi Friend, right back at you.
Right back at you.
Absolutely. All right.
Okay, I think this first 5 under 4.5 is very appealing.
Yeah.
Price 6-0 with a 2.64 ERA over his last 7 starts. 10-3 with a 2.52 ERA in 17 games against the Twins. Winds blowing in. I'm not very strong. Lynn 4-2 with a 3.20 ERA, in his last 8 starts, worked at least 6 innings in all but 2 of those. In his career, he's very good against. I mean, there's just only 19 innings of work, but 1.89 ERA. I think this is a good play. Now, do you feel more comfortable with the first 5 under than the full game under?
I kind of like them both. I mean, I like Boston's bullpen, and part of the reason why I like the full game under is because you're getting more innings with that bad lineup from Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? So I could easily see this one going under and Boston winning 7-0 or something like that and still going under. The big question mark for me here is Lynn. I think Lynn has been pitching above his head. His last start was, kind of a high pitch count, so that that makes me a little bit nervous. And obviously Boston has a huge lineup. So, you know.
Tomor says, I like Minnesota here. He says they're seeing 2 straight hard-throwing lefties, and Lynn is pitching great at home.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Lynn has been pitching great. I think that I like Price in this spot, and I think Lynn is probably due for a little bit of regression. Not sure if it's in this spot where that regression is going to come. And, you know, I gave, you know, I bet the first 5 innings at 4. I had to give it at 5. I had to give it at 4.5. I wanted to give the Minnesota team total under at 4 and the full game under at 9. Now I'd have to give 3.5 or 8.5. So that's pretty frustrating. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I'm definitely already on the Minnesota first 5 innings team total under and the first 5 innings under as well.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do here. While I'm doing that, I can't help but notice Anthony L. liking North Carolina at plus 250 on the College World Series. King Rail saying that he's already tailed Anthony L.'s action on that.
Really?
Wow. Polly Poppy says KC and Texas look good as an over, but can we trust KC to put some hits on today? Beebens, Dirks, or whatever his name is awful. You're right. He is awful. Marty Muerte with us on the Astros over tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's just you know, that's just like if Morton's juice is running out, then you know they'll probably get to the first 5 innings over all by themselves. You know, I don't care if the Rays have, you know, a subpar major league lineup anytime. You have a major league lineup against a starting pitcher in steep decline, they should be able to get to him. All right, let's just make some decisions here. All right, for the Minnesota game, I will take the. God, all right. I hope I don't get burned doing this. I did this once and I got burned. There was an under that I liked at 9. It wasn't available, so I gave it at 8.5, and it landed dead on 9. But I will give the full game under on this one. I'll give the Minnesota game under 8.5, and I will make it. That line will be plus 100. Hope I don't get burned doing this.
Yes, tripling up on this game on unders.
Yeah.
You know what? I find this very appealing. I find this very appealing, and I'm not sure exactly what to do. I'm hesitant, and I hate being hesitant like this.
Yeah.
Although Gabriel Rodriguez has joined us.
Oh, very nice. Gabriel Rodriguez. The king is back. Where is he? Oh,
and
Gabriel
he's on
Rodriguez.
Mets money line, which is a nice thing.
Yep.
Makes me feel good.
The king. A lot of greats, but there can only be one king, and his name is Gabriel Rodriguez. Just FYI. There can only be one king. There can only be one president. His name is Donald Trump. There can only be one king, and his name is Gabriel Rodriguez. All right.
Lamont Williams says, I can't believe you guys like the New York Mets. They play like trash.
Yeah.
I like Colorado today. Money line, money in the bank. That's what Lamont Williams says about that.
I mean, it's just Bettis is. I don't know why people were saying that Bettis is not a questionable guy. I think he's very questionable in general. The Mets are a dog shit team, but Colorado isn't that much better. In Colorado, anything can happen. Things can get shaken up. Lugo has some upside to him, I think, even here in Coors. So we're taking shots with it.
Gabriel Rodriguez says facts. Justin Searcy says, Pete, you are a fucking legend.
Oh, thank you. There can only be one legend. No, there can be lots of legends. There can be lots of legends. And if there could be only one legend, cheers to whoever the hell that would be. Thank you very much, Justin Steersey. Nasty Nate says, what about King Rail? King Rail is the king of WNBA. I didn't say what Gabriel Rodriguez was the king of. I just said that he's the king. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
King Rail is definitely at very least the king of WNBA.
My man Sunil John says, what's up, dog? He says, tell Loshak his lip is growing an afro. But he also says, I live for this show, buddy.
Shout out Chanel John.
Absolutely.
Chanel John.
Okay, well, this is, I've got to make a move here. And I guess
No, King Rail's the king of WNBA. Gabriel Rodriguez is the king of...
everything else?
No. We're not going to get into that anymore. We're not going to get into
now
that.
I'm curious.
We know what I'm thinking
now
about.
I need to know. Okay.
All right. Let's see. We're procrastinating here because we're chicken shit about making a decision. Rightfully so. Let me see what I'm looking at here in terms of there was a lineup I wanted to check. I can't even remember.
Walter Trotter says he's the king of like buttons. Much love, Walter Trotter.
Walter Trotter the third. Yeah. All right. So I'm just I don't even remember what lineup I wanted to check. The Minnesota lineup: Grossman, Rosario, Escobar, Dozier, Morrison, Adrianza, Kepler, Garver. I mean,
it's just not a tough lineup. Although Escobar is on pace to beat the doubles major league record for doubles, which actually people have been on pace quite a few times, and they never seem to carry it over to the second half.
Yeah, and that demand is just looking at anytime you stare at lineups when you're taking an under, a strong lineup, but that would if you did that, you would not take any unders in Yankees games, and obviously they do go under, but man, this Boston lineup, scary to take an under with. Betts, Benintendi, Bogarts, Martinez, Moreland. Wow, that's a lineup and a half right there.
Scary, scary. Lance Lynn is I'm higher on Lance Lynn than everybody else. But Twins are only hitting .237 with a .674 OPS versus lefties. Why don't I focus more on your Twins team total?
Okay.
So you have
Well, I bet it at 4, and I was going to give it, but now Heritage has dropped it down to 3.5. I'm sure if I line shopped around at all these places, SBR Odds doesn't have team totals that we can line shop for efficiently. But I'm sure that if I line shopped around, I could probably find some place hanging 4 minus 150 or something like that.
Nostratoda says, don't underestimate those Twinkie bats, Pete. Nostratoda had the Twins yesterday on the run line and reverse run line.
I said I wanted to give that one. I didn't have balls. I didn't have balls to do that.
Nostra joining us. Nostra, what do you think of the unders here in Twins Red Sox? I'm going to keep thinking about it. I've got at least 39 minutes before Lucrative Larry comes on.
All right, I'll just stick with it. I did give the under 8.5 plus 100. I bet it at 9, and I already gave 2 other unders earlier in the morning show. All right, what else do we want to look at here? Let's look at the Yankees game. Jim, you've already made your decisions here. I gave Yankees -1, and the big question is what will happen with Felix Hernandez. And one thing that is incredible that I'm a little bit surprised by, of course, we know the Yankees are on a big run of unders, which we have been cashing with. I gave a couple of second half unders that cash, but this line has taken a big move to the over. It's now 10 everywhere. Only the Greek and Bet365 sticking with 9.5 juiced. You got 9 minus 130. Great line there. It's now 10 at most places.
Oh, that's great. That is great. Yeah. I really need to have a good couple days here. It's been a rough start to the week.
Yeah.
Parlay Poppy says first 5 under on Sox. What? Here's what do you think of? Where do you rank the Twins bullpen?
Let me see. I don't even remember. Let me see. Let me just check my numbers here. I think I have them ranked. If nothing jumps out at me, they're somewhere in the middle. Let me just quickly pull up my bullpen rankings right now. Twins bullpen rankings. Yeah, I have them. Around overall in the year about 10th, and then recently I have them. Let me see. Where the hell are we? Yeah. I have them about in the middle, but on the better side of middle. Anywhere between 8th or 9th to 14th or 15th, anywhere in that range.
That's nice. That makes me feel okay. While we're taking a little bit of time, we can move on to the Yankees game. I just want to give a shout out to Adrian Barreto. Says, "What up, Loshak in the bag?" Says, "My bad, I've been away, but I'm in Peru."
Oh shit, Peru!
And repping this show in Peru.
We are going to get to that game today, aren't we? We're going to discuss the Peru game. That's one of the games that's coming up. That is an interesting as hell game.
Yes,
Peru is a team that I or sentimentally I would love to bet on. You know what I mean? They're a tough team. They're a scrappy team. Shout out to Peru. Who's this guy? Adrian Barreto. Shout out to Adrian Barreto. And Adrian Barreto says the way these games have been going, Peru can easily upset. I agree with that.
Peru looked very good.
Yeah. We are going to get into that one. I'm just not sure if, it's a lot harder to have balls in a sport that you're not super familiar with. Let's see. What else do we have here coming in?
Nostratoda, as I asked him, he's come in and given the information for us. And shout out to Nostratoda. You're a big part of this show. We're very thankful to have you. Says, after seeing Sale yesterday, hard to not see Price get touched. Same for Lynn. No bueno in my opinion, but Weather isn't prone for hitting. So it's just a lean.
He thinks that. See, I'm thinking that. I mean, because they saw Sale yesterday, they're going to hit Price better today. I mean, maybe. Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, let me just see any other comments. Roaster Thomas says Boston is a good club. I like good ball clubs off of losses. Yes, so I would be leaning Boston here as well. Let me see some other comments here. I'm just looking for. Tom Marino says the teams that have hit Fernandez this year have all seen him twice. Very few teams hit him the first time. I think he has a good start here. Interesting.
I just feel like he's going to get touched. I do. I feel like he's going to get touched.
Maxwell Smart says no Judge or Gardner. Judge is out for the Yankees, and yet
Is that a fact that both?
I don't know, but that would be even more telling if judges.
Sorry, I thought he was asking Twatty about what props bets he was making.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, let me go into it right now and see what the lineups are.
That would be blowing. That would be mind blowing if Judge was out and the line.
I
moves
think he's just looking at. I think he's just asking because Twatty I think just made a bet on Didi Gregorius, and I think Max was just trying to figure out. Why no Judge is there. Judge is a bad thing. It was just just trying to they're hitting props very heavy right now.
Yes, which is one of the best ways to beat all sports basically, and definitely baseball for sure. Let's see. Here you go. Stephen Chamberlain says hacked my company Wi-Fi to tune in. Serious question, guys, but I think he's serious about that. Sure. Did you do that, Stephen Chamberlain?
Stephen.
What do you think about getting on the Red Sox heavy? Yeah, I mean obviously. They're a better team, better bullpen, and I think better starting pitcher in this spot as well. I would definitely be leaning Red Sox here. I partially leaned Red Sox by taking and betting the Minnesota team total unders.
Wow, Don McGo 323 says longtime fan of Senior Bag.
Oh,
that means the world to me says Peru wins.
Oh shit!
Mark my words.
Whoa, a mark my words comment on Peru. Wow,
yes, from Don McGo 323. Thank you. Where's this guy? Thank you so much. I that means a lot, Don McGo. Means a lot.
Don Mago, 323. Wow. Longtime fan of Senior Bag. Peru wins. Mark my words. Wow. Mark my words come. Yeah. Yes, it is. It definitely is. Mark my words. It sounds like the Grim Reaper is coming from you.
It's haunting.
You will be dead tomorrow.
Thank God he's been a longtime fan. Yes, if he wasn't, I'd be scared.
Yeah, mark my words. Yes.
Tomor says Peru is good defensively, but they struggle. Let's go. Okay, let's. I don't want to get into. Here's something about Felix. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Yanks guy, 30.
Yeah.
Guys, pretty sure King Felix has great numbers. Yankees say he does.
He does.
He has. I can confirm it for you. I got these numbers right in front of me.
Yeah.
And I said to Loshak, can I put a line through it? That's how much. And he said no. He said you can't just put a line through these numbers because he's had 2 good starts out of his last 3. At current Yankee Stadium, he's 6-1 with a 1.41 ERA. That's in 9 starts. In 21 career starts against the Yankees, he's 10-7 with a 3.04 ERA, 4 complete games. In New York overall, in 11 starts, he's 7-2 with a 2.00 ERA. That's impressive.
Yeah, Justin Sushi says, I hate mark my words comments. Yeah, it does sound like a bunch of seafaring idiots from like the 1600s who like...
Whoa, don't talk about my man like that. He's been a long-time fan of Senior Beck. Not to let you guys talk shit like that. I have no problem with mark my words. It's haunting.
Paco Healy says, Peru ain't winning shit. Ha ha, Nostra. Wow. Okay. Tom Reno says Peru is a good team, but France is loaded. We will get to that in a bit. Let me see.
Gabriel Rodriguez says I like Kansas City today. The mark my words is haunting. Also, what Nostra is saying about, and not just Nostra, the other guys are saying about seeing 2 hard throwing lefties back to back is uncomfortable. Even if the Twins' batting average against lefties is god awful, and it is. Where is it? I just had it in front of me. It's terrible. They're hitting like 670 something OPS against lefties. Now the A's were hitting the exact same numbers, and they just smashed lefties all day. I don't want that really to get in my head. Where the hell is it?
Let me see.
Right here, 237 with a 674 OPS versus lefties.
Yes, I'm looking. Oh, Jay Sandercock says, I'm looking at old comments. Jay Sandercock says, don't fade Morton. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder why. He says that.
I find Morton susceptible.
Yeah. Let's see other comments that are coming in. I'm just looking for some comments here.
Oh wow, Mally Mal going heavy. And when Mally Mal makes a move, I think it's important to take notice. Now he's going heavy. Kansas City money line, Kansas City run line, Kansas City super run line.
Wow.
And then 2 for the money says fade KC. DJ Big Boss in the under in KC. Nasty Nate says I like KC. No days never.
Yeah.
No days never.
I mean, at some point they're going to get their wins. That doesn't mean that they're going to have value on those days where they get their wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, the way the market is pricing KC right now and the team they're putting out there, I think they're over, as bad as they are, they're overvalued. That might change very quickly if they start bringing up youngsters who have some life to them, just as the market is adjusting and making them huge underdogs.
Herrera is the first guy. I watched him play yesterday. He's batting 9th. He was stealing bases, making great plays in the field. He was exciting. Exciting kid.
Yeah, so I'm only down on KC like now and for the next couple of days. It might change in a serious way in the distant future, or maybe even in the very very near future. We'll see. Oh man, I'm
Let's
not
see
sure.
if that first 5 has changed here at Bet365. I was shocked when I saw the minus 145, and oh my god,
Yeah,
it's
all right.
completely changed.
What's changed now? What's changed now? Jimmy the
It's
Bag.
minus 115 now.
Are you hallucinating a little bit here, Jim? Jim, are you having maybe more issues than you're letting on right now, Jim? You're seeing lines that aren't existing. You're hallucinating lines, which does happen. Longtime sports bettors, when they start to hallucinate, other people's hallucinate, like unicorns and rainbows or whatever. Sports bettors do sometimes hallucinate lines that aren't there. I have seen that happen.
Has there been line movement in that?
Let me check. No, the line was never minus 150, Jim. In fact, now
minus 145.
Where? When?
That's when I tried to make this bet. I saw a 25-cent line movement. Now I'm gonna make it now at minus 115. I know you're saying that it's crazy. Talk.
Larry, do you know a good doctor here in Costa Rica who can deal with who has experience with hallucinations, gringos hallucinating? Because I think we have a candidate. The line was never minus 145, Jim.
Really, first 5.
I believe that you believe it was minus 145.
Let's see what.
His
Your
sister. All right.
She's a doctor.
Yeah, she's a psychiatrist or whatever. She's a brain doctor. She can deal with hallucinations and people having those kinds of issues.
No, she's just a doctor.
All right. Yeah, Jimmy the Bag.
Okay, I'm going to take him a minus 1. Well, I've already taken him here, but I'm going to bet this.
I believe that you believe the line was minus 145.
I did.
And you will be helped, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. There is help. There is help available for you, Jimmy the Bag. This is not going to last forever.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. You're welcome, Jimmy the Bag. Yeah, it's actually 119 to bookmaker. I'm looking at the line histories here at SBR Odds. It was never minus 145 anywhere. I'm seeing 120s, 115s. In fact, it was 110 recently. In fact, it was all the way down to minus 110 just half an hour ago at most places. Now it's come back up. But I'm looking at the line movement. It was very recently 110, even at UWager, Bet365, everywhere, and now it is minus 120.
Sorry, Nathan Queen, giving me some advice here how to get better.
Yes, very nice. If you want to breathe better, take some. Native Queen has a friggin' answer for everything because she learns, she educates herself about all the important things in life, and then she shares the knowledge.
What the hell am I going to do with this Red Sox Twins game? You know what? I'm leaning towards not making a play on it. I just feel like the guys could be on. I need if I was going to take these unders, I would need Price to throw a gem. And after Sale. Actually, Sale didn't get touched, right? Wasn't it the bullpen that got touched?
Yeah, it was late when they came on, and yeah, the bullpen got touched. I'm thinking that the second half under might also be a decent play, and I'm also thinking that Boston might be a decent play. But I'm going a little bit nuts here. I might have to accompany you to that Dr. Jimmy the Bag. I'm just thinking.
Charles Stark has joined us.
Oh yes,
exciting. Stark Raven totals Milwaukee, Pittsburgh over 8. Both teams due to break out today. Go against the public, and good luck, everyone, says my man Charles Stark.
Nice. Charles Stark liking the over. Yeah, that game had me scratching my head a little bit. Suter and Cool are both guys who kind of similar. They're guys who are, obviously not lights out. Most of the time, pretty reliable to be almost mediocre, but also, vulnerable in any given situation, right? Big line move in favor of Milwaukee, which is interesting, and a low total.
Joe D's not with us on the over. He says fade the over in the Yanks game.
In the Yanks game, yeah. Well, you got a good number, Jim. There, you got a good number. Let me just check. I was thinking about a shot with the over in the Pittsburgh game. That's how I was feeling. But this game might get rained out. I'm seeing rain. Yeah. So my big note on this game is that it's probably going to get rained out. All right, I'm going to pass on that one. I'm going to pass on that game, Jim.
On the Brew Crew game.
Yeah, on the Brewers game. And I guess my other leans I'm going to pass on as well. The Seattle game makes me nervous. I did take -1. The Yankees game -1. The line movement makes me think that the Yankees' first 5 innings team total over might be a great bet. But Felix does have a way, but the Yankees are so stacked, right? Let me see who's in the lineup.
Jay
for the
Sandercock says Mariners always win when Ben Gamel's in the lineup. Rostradamus says M's have already been winning without Cano, but of course they're going to regress some. Winning all those one-run ball games will level out. They'll be the weakest of the AL playoff teams.
Man, that is so tempting to take the the Yankees on the first 5 innings team total over. All right, so we're procrastinating a little bit here. Let's just review what we've done. Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. Jimmy and I are both going to pass on that one. I'm thinking the game might be rained out. Charles Stark has come in and said that he likes the over 8 in that game. Baltimore, and Washington. I took the Baltimore first 5 innings team total over 2 and the first 5 innings over 5. Jim also took the first 5 innings over 5. I'm feeling a little bit nervous about that one now, but we'll see. Didn't someone say they like the under in that game as well?
Sorry, I was blowing my nose.
Yeah, the Baltimore game, didn't we get some pushback?
Yes, we did get some pushback. We did get some pushback.
That's not great. Seattle and the Yankees. I took the Yankees -1. Jim took the over, got a great line. Jim also took the Yankees first 5 innings team total over and the full game team total over. And I would be leaning Seattle first 5 innings team total over and the second half under as well.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it's right on what we were talking about. CC Fitness said, Charles, any thoughts on the Baltimore-Washington total, which is exactly what
he
Charles
likes the under.
No. He said, CC, interesting. Cashner always kills me.
Me too. Cashner always kills me, but yet I keep betting on his games.
And so he says, so I'm laying off.
Yeah, I should probably lay off on that one. I don't know. Anyway, and then Tampa Bay.
Rock asking if I have the swine flu. Is that what you call this?
I don't know. What the hell? There's a lot of different minor flus down here.
I'll show you some pictures of what's gone on in the last couple of weeks with me, and you can tell me if it's a swine flu.
Tampa Bay and Houston. I'm taking the Tampa Bay first 5 innings team total over and the first 5 over. Jim's taking the first 5 and full game over. And I was also thinking that if Morton does get hit here, then Tampa Bay on the first 5 innings at like plus 200 might be a nice play.
Oh, sorry. Twatty's on his way to the game at PNC Park.
Okay.
He says Pittsburgh will get played.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, the over is probably a great play there. I'm going to hold off on that one, but I think it probably is a great play. I would lean that way. I would also lean to Tampa Bay on the first 5 innings at plus 200, right? And then in the Boston-Minnesota game, once again, I've taken the unders 3 ways in this one. Minnesota first 5 innings, team total under, first 5 innings under, and the full game under. Jim has not made a play on that one yet. And, I would have a lean to Boston this game in general, but I'm going to hold off. Texas on the second half is a no-brainer play for me. Jim's on KC on the first half. Mets, Colorado. Jim and I are both on the Mets. I'm on the Mets -1, and Jim is on the Mets -1.5. And that's it for the MLB card. A lot of leans that we're probably just going to leave on the table, which is okay. You know what I mean? I probably should have left some of my leans on the table these past few days. My leans are actually not doing that well in MLB now. My official picks are doing great. My leans are actually down over the last few days. So and the plays that I've lost with my official picks were a lot of the borderline plays that could have been leans. The Yankees team total over first 5 innings is a very, very tempting lean. It just feels like Hernandez at some point is going to get hit. And I guess that's it. Should we move on, Jim?
I guess so. I guess I'm not going to pull the trigger on that Twins-Red Sox, but I just feel like when I see you and the way you're seeing everything so clearly, when you triple up on a game, I feel like I should take the game. Now, I thought you were right on the unders today in the Dodgers-Cubs game. Yeah. I was just concerned that if one missed because of the juice, it would not work, but I still feel like you're seeing things clearly, and so after all the talk about this Red Sox Twins game, how do you feel about your spot, and what do you find the most appealing of the 3 plays?
Of the 3 plays, I guess that's a good question, Jimmy the Bag. What is the most appealing I guess the most appealing would have been at 9. I guess the full game would have been the most appealing play. Second most appealing play would be the Minnesota first 5 innings team total under, just because Lynn could get touched. But if the full game at 9 was available, I would take that one. Yeah. Tough one, Jim, because Boston has a bullpen that I kind of like, and Minnesota has a bullpen that's okay. Boston has that great lineup, of course. It can explode at any time, so that's an issue. But, that's where we sit here, Jim.
So if you were offered a 9, that would be by far your most appealing play.
By a little bit, my most appealing play.
And at 8.5, it's not.
No, I still like it. Look, I bet it. I'm not going to take it back. I'm not going to pull my bet. So,
what would I get on the under 8.5 right now?
Plus 100, which is what I got, Jimmy the Bet. Oh, no, plus 101. There you go. We'd give you plus 101.
Okay, you know what? While we talk about other things, I'm going to keep thinking about it.
In the meantime, the total is headed down in the Mets-Colorado game. I did have a slight lean to the under at 11.5, and now it's down to 11, which is definitely very interesting there. and maybe a shot with the second half under as well. Jimmy, we are spending a lot of time here on baseball going over the same shit,
Sure.
which is
Shea
okay.
Kelso says Astros weren't happy about last night. Interviews all over the local news. Shea Kelso, thank you for joining us. Got some new guys in this chat today. Great. Alejandro Blanco says parlayed Portugal, Spain, Uruguay. Nice work. Okay. Oh wow. Seattle hitting righties at 191 as a batting average. Now I've only got that one play on the over. I've got 2 on the Yankees. I'm focusing on the Yankees. CC Venus says Price could pitch a gem tonight, and our man Ish Kurt has joined us. I'm okay moving forward.
Okay, you want to move forward?
Sportsbook Review, which is Lucrative Larry, says I miss Mutt Beast.
Yes, he'll
I'm
be
worried
back.
sick.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Really? Do you have inside information?
No, but
I'm worried sick.
No, that guy is rock solid, I'm sure. All right.
Oh,
so,
Jason Campbell coming in saying, "What up, boys? Australia to beat Denmark in the World Cup plus 310."
all right. On that note, you want to move on to soccer, Jim?
Let's do it.
All right, let's move on to soccer. 2 very interesting games that we're going to get to. And, of course, tomorrow morning we will get to the third game, which is the Croatia game. And then, of course, Thursday afternoon, Team Bankroll will join us once again in studio, which should be a whole lot of fun. I love this guy, Alex. It took only 2 shows. Now I love him officially. Sure. And, of course, I always love Natalie. Natalie, in the first show she came on, she was like, Pete, I thought we were friends. Yes, we're friends. We've always been friends, Natalie. We've always been friends, and we always will be friends. All right. Okay. Let's talk about Australia, Denmark. This is a very interesting game. A lot of the opinions that I've seen are saying that this has Denmark 1-0 written all over it. The under might be worth a play because 2.5 is a very low line here. I don't know. What do you think? Denmark is Australia going to be able to come back here and get a much needed win? The pressure's on Australia. How do they respond?
Is the pressure on?
I don't know.
They played incredibly well, or much better than I expected against France. This Socceroos team is a team that I just don't trust at all. But Luongo, Rogic provide skill. Nobody was giving them a chance against France. And do they have a chance against Denmark? Denmark looked good. We talked about the height. We talked about Eriksson up front, and Sisto is so dangerous. When you got Jorgensen at 6'3", Cornelius at 6'4", wide right, your set pieces are going to be trouble for Peru. My initial feeling is Denmark wins this game 1-0, or at least Denmark to win, and there's still value there. Now, you could have got Australia a +4 something before their performance against France.
Really? The lines moved that much. Bill Buttlicker has predicted a score of 1-0 Denmark. A lot of people predicting that score here. And again, the under, I don't know. It feels like these games that where people predict 1-0, if they don't actually land on 1-0, they usually land on 2-1. So the under 2.5s lose. But right now, people expecting a low-scoring game here. The under 2.5 is -165. The under 2 is +111. Those are lines right now at Heritage. And I was thinking maybe this is a shot. Maybe take a shot with Australia here on the +1 line, although I got super burned doing that with Egypt. I took Egypt +1 at -260 against Russia, and I took a bad loss with that. They lost by 2, but feels like Australia, feels like this is going to be a competitive game.
Alejandro Blanco says Peru looked better than Denmark. Mele Pellis weighs on Denmark in the under. Bill Buttlicker, Denmark tied the game tied at the half, win full game 1-0. Alert Eddie says Australia are not a good team. They played defensive against France with a lot of time-wasting tactics.
Are they going to do that again here? Maybe the first half under, if you can get one. Let me see if the first half lines are up yet at Heritage. Let me see the first half lines here. World Cup first half. Yeah, the under 1 is -160.
Wow, yeah. Well, in the under, for team total?
For the first half.
Oh, first half, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah.
David Barry, under 1.5, +175.
On the full game.
Jason Campbell says, France, we're lucky to get the W versus Australia. Lucky ricochet, own goal, questionable VAR call. If Australia play anywhere near that level, they win tonight. Yeah, I found before that France-Australia game, I thought, wow, this looks like an easy spot. I was high on Denmark when we did our very first talk here with Natalie and Alex, and then now, I'm not sure what to do with this spot.
You're not sure what to do
Tolmore
here.
says, I think Denmark is overvalued. They were lucky against Peru. Australia is a solid team. That pretty much sums it up.
Does it? Is Australia a solid team, or what's the other comment that we saw coming in? Where is that comment? The guy who said that Australia is not a good team. You just said it. You just read it.
Yes, but also Jason Campbell saying France were lucky to get the W versus Australia. But think about how highly touted France was coming into this. Let's see here. Alert Eddie says it's easy to look good when you're wasting time. Saw it with Iran, Iceland, Switzerland, and Australia. Alert Eddie. It was Alert Eddie. He said Australia are not a good team.
Yeah, Australia's not a good team. They played defensive against France with a lot of time wasting tactics. That's from Alert Eddie. And now you have Tom Marino Tomor says Australia is a solid team. So are they not a good team, or are they a solid team? This is the thing we have to figure out. Or someone has to just tell us what the answer is. Are they a solid team, or are they not a good team?
Well, their nickname is the Socceroos. I mean, how good could they possibly be? It's. Let's see. Let's move. Sorry, I got so many notes here.
They got it so easy in Australia. Unbelievable. Let's see. Tom Marino says Australia was solid at the Confederation Cup. They looked solid first match in World Cup. Nostratota says Australia was good bet in the plus 400. Now the in the plus 400s. Now the value is steamed. David Barry says bet the under and don't waste your time watching it. You know, the first half under 1 minus 160, and then the full game under 2 plus 111 or 2.5 if you want to be safe there.
And what do you get for 2.5?
2.5, I think, is like
160 or something?
minus one. No, better than that. Not that bad. Like minus 150, something like that. So anyone who wants to chime in, this is what we're trying to figure out here.
Kelvin,
is Australia not a good team, or are they a solid team? Chime in, whoever wants to.
Kelvin says Australia got a good coach, reached the World Cup final with the Netherlands in 2010, qualified with Saudi Arabia and got fired and was playing well. The coach reached the World Cup final with the Netherlands in 2010, qualified with Saudi Arabia, then got fired and was playing well against France. I think 1-1 draw can be the result.
Okay, Jason Campbell says they are a solid team. By the way, the under 2.5, you're right, it's minus 165 at Heritage. David Barry chimes in, solid. Young Vaughn says I like Denmark. And again, David Barry says, bet the under and don't waste your time watching it.
Yeah, the under sounds like the play. I'm not going to make it an official spot right now.
Alejandro Blanco's predicting a 0-0 draw. That's full time.
Wow.
Alert Eddie says Australia will play open tomorrow and play right into Denmark's hands.
Wow.
So if they play open, that means the under might not be a good bet.
Tomor says, there's no question Denmark has better players, but Australia isn't a bad team. Denmark struggles to score as well.
Alert
Giovanni
Eddie
Ricci says Australia not a knockout team, probably be a tie. Alert Eddie says take the first half draw.
First half draw. I was looking at that. The first half draw, I think, is something like plus 100 or something like that. I'll see what that is at Heritage right now. Yeah, the first half draw is plus 100.
Jason Campbell is interesting, though. Since Australia appointed their new coach, all 3 games have gone over 2.5. They parked the bus against France, but they'll open up tonight.
So maybe the under isn't a great bet.
Wow, that's interesting, Jason Campbell. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Australia. They'll open up, and does that benefit them, or does it benefit Denmark? Who was it? Bill Butlick or someone says that plays right into Denmark's hands because they have the better strikers, the better players, the better everything. They're going to try to open up, and then maybe that's what will happen. Australia will try to open up, play right into Denmark's hands, and all of a sudden, Denmark will look a hell of a lot better than they did in the first game.
Wow. Adrian Barreto said, I would stay away. Well, moving on to the next 2 games, I see goals. I certainly want to take the over in Argentina, Croatia. It's heavily juiced to the under 2.5. And but why don't we start with France and Peru?
France and Peru. That's the big question. Of course, Peru is a nice story, a nice team. Obviously, an inferior team in terms of talent, but France. This is one of these. You see this all the time. A highly touted team in their first game looks a little bit sluggish and lethargic. Is that a one-time speed bump, or is that going to, or is it going to carry over into subsequent games and they will be lethargic and overvalued in repeated games?
I expect a much better showing in Game 2 from France. But Peru really looked good. They hadn't lost a match in over a year and a half. This is a dangerous team with defensive consistency.
Peru, they have an identity.
They have a star striker in Guerrero.
I have no idea what the hell that means that they have an identity, but I read an article that said Peru has an identity, which is a very good thing, and I'm trusting that article. So that's a huge benefit to Peru, an identity. They have an identity.
As you should. Just a final remark from Predictions Guy says Denmark more or less one-man team. Ericsson, that's it. We saw how that worked for Poland. Alert Eddie says
I have an identity. Lovable scumbag.
Not a
No,
scumbag.
I'm kidding
No
around. I'm just kidding
way.
around. Identity.
No way.
People like Peru has an identity, and France doesn't. I read that in a breakdown of the game. They were like, Peru has an identity, and France doesn't. I read that in a breakdown of the game. They were like, Peru has an identity, France doesn't. I was like, what the hell does that mean? They went to the France team and they were like, who are you guys? They're like, I don't know. We're from France. We know that. Other than that, who knows? What the hell does that mean, Jim? Like a game plan that works. I guess that's what that means. Like a strategy, a team-wide strategy that everyone buys into that is successful. I guess that's what that means. France doesn't have an identity? Is that true?
Well, let's see. Predictions guy says Griezmann to score and France to win. That's what he's going for on this game. Tomer says, I think if you like Peru, betting them and the under is a good correlated parlay.
Yes.
No way they win a high-scoring game with France. Nostratoda says the over 3.5 is nice, Jimmy, in the plus 250 range.
And here we go. Here's what people are talking about. Don Mago 323 says France is overrated. Just names, inexperience. So I guess that's what that identity thing means. It means they're just a bunch of big names without a collective, cohesion. You see that in the NBA all the time, obviously. And maybe that's the case here with France. And yeah.
Don Mago says France overrated. Just names, inexperience.
Jason Campbell says good players doesn't make a good team. Peru are a solid team, and France looked like mud, hardly making a scoring opportunity. Solid value in Peru or draw.
Bill Butlicker liking the 1-0 score in both those first two games. Likes the 1-0 Denmark, says don't overthink it, and liking 1-0 France over Peru.
Zach Kenkel.
Yeah.
Peru, France, over 2.5 plus money must take. Well, if you like the over, probably you like France as well, as people are saying. Peru doesn't have the manpower to keep up with France in a higher scoring game, right?
Yeah, this is I mean, my initial lean was maybe both teams to score is just the simple play here instead of taking the over. Why don't I take a look if you don't mind reading comments?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm reading comments. David Barry says maybe both teams to score in the first half. What are the odds, Pete? That's exactly what Jim is looking up now. Minus 110 Nostratoda. Isn't Nostratoda the guy who took Russia minus 4.5 in their first game? Yeah. Here you go, Nostratoda with another alternative line at a big dog. Nostratoda says over 3.5 is nice in the plus 250 range.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then presumably he would be leaning France as well at like minus 1 or minus 2, something like that. Minus 110 Nostratoda.
It's juiced to both teams not scoring here at Bet365. Both teams to score plus 100. Both teams not score minus 134.
Alert Eddie says, I can never back France with their head coach. Bill Butlicker says, too much risk. Play will be conservative. Bet under. So here you go. A lot of educated opinions going back and forth. Bill Butlicker predicting a conservative game. Take the under. Who was the other guy who said? David Barry says he likes the under. Nostratoda saying over 3.5 in the plus 250 range might be worth a shot.
Wow. Jason Campbell saying France are the OKC of the soccer world. Great players, bad team.
Wow. Yes, I was saying, I mean, you do see that in a lot of these team sports, like NBA is like that. It's not like that in baseball so much, or even in football. But yes, in soccer and basketball, that is definitely the case. Wow. Yeah.
Okay, well, I find, I like sitting on these plays and then making a decision when I'm up real bright and early. Dan Lagnisi says France 2-1. Melee Palace way on both teams to score. Why don't we move on to the Argentina versus Croatia game?
All right, that game I did not look into too in depth on because that one starts after our morning show, so I'm going to hit that in the morning show. Tell us what you think about that one, Jim.
There's just so much pressure on this Argentina team, and we clearly did not see a best performance from them. Talking about Nostratoda, he is big on Argentina and big on their two stars to both get on the board. I believe with Messi you get something like plus 120, and with Aguero you get plus 200 or something to score. Croatia has so much talent. I don't know why they had such a difficult time in qualifying. But they have so much talent, and we saw that in the first game. But defense is their weak link. When I look at this game, this is another game where I think, God, okay, first off, there's got to be value in Argentina at plus 115 on the three-way. Getting a plus line on a team that underachieved in their first game, that should be so much better. To me, that seems like there's a ton of value. And then plus 125 on the over 2.5 against two offensive teams. I just feel like if there's a spot where there's value. I think there's more value with this Croatia-Argentina game where you can make bets that feel like they have a very high possibility of hitting.
Here at Heritage, the over 2.5 in that game is plus 130. The over 2 is minus 145. So the only way you lose is if the game winds up 1-0. And Argentina on the 3-way is plus 110.
Wow. Yeah. And here on the 3-way, it's plus 115. Sorry, what was that number on over 2?
Minus 145. That's at Heritage right now. So the only way you lose is if it's a 1-0 game or a shutout, obviously.
Yeah. Wow.
0-0
Melee
draw.
Palace way. And this might be a really nice way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Argentina, Croatia, both teams to score.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the over
Mm-hmm.
and Messi to score. Those are all plus lines. Wow. Tomer says, I'm on Argentina in the Asian handicap. I don't think the pressure is a big deal. A team like Argentina always deals with pressure. And then David Barry says Argentina has the worst defense since the OJ trial. The Argentina's defense and Costa Rica, Croatia and Argentina both have weak defenses.
Mm-hmm.
But Alert Eddie says Croatia will defend, and foul here. I still like Argentina here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. David, the worst defense since the OJ trial. He just identified where he comes. I get that reference, of course. Yes. I don't wear no ugly Bruno Maglis. Remember that? I don't wear no Bruno Mags. I would never wear ugly Bruno Maglis. All right. Let's see. Jimmy the Bag. What are you going to do here?
Well, this is an easy spot because our show starts and we'll have time 2 hours before this game goes on.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm going to spend more time on this and keep capping with everybody. Here, Nostra says 27 shots on Iceland, and they have a way better D than Croatia. If they get the positive regression there in line floor, they score 2 or 3, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach Kinkle says, don't overthink this over 2.
Tom Marino says Croatia really struggled to score in the qualifiers, and against Nigeria, they only scored on set pieces and an own goal.
Wow. Scotty Roxy, lines for the big 3. Absolutely, we can cap this.
Adrian Barreto from Peru. By the way, I've had 4 Pisco Sours. That is a good drink. You know Pisco Sours? Oh, Jim, you got to have some of those once in a while. Pisco Sours, and I've been drinking since 8 a.m., so that may have gone into my 2-1 Peru decision. LOL.
Respect.
Huge shout out to Adrian Barreto. A guy
Respect.
who knows how to have a little fun in life once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Why do you drink some Pisco Sours and watch the Loshak in the Bag show and make some predictions on World Cup matches? The guy knows how to have fun a little bit once in a while. And is that so wrong? I say no. All right. What do we have here, Jim?
Okay, when I'm looking at these 3 games, I hear everybody saying the under in Denmark, Australia, and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. I'm going to take a little more time with it. With France and Peru, I'm uncomfortable. I'm really uncomfortable, so uncomfortable that I may just lay off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Argentina versus Croatia feels like a chance to make money. Feels like you take both teams to score. Like Melee Palace Way might have it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
He might have that perfect. All plus spots. He's got both teams to score. He's got the over, and he's got Messi to score. I think that might be a really well done deal.
Yeah, Parlay Pappy also knows how to have a little bit of fun once in a while. He just drank 3 beers. And goddamn, I hate these vape pens. I'm way too high at 4 p.m. I hear you, Parlay Pappy. Yeah, Alejandro Blanco. Both teams to score is money. That Argentina backline is horrible.
And Steven Chamberlain says Messi needs this game. Forget about the team. Big cash tomorrow. I think you guys are right. Zach Kenko has been fire in WNBA of late. It says, Alejandro, I agree. Over 2. Both teams to score.
At minus 145. All right, if it's 1-0, you lose a unit and a half, which is okay. It happens.
Yeah.
Feel me, Jim?
I do. I think those plays we can almost lock in now.
Uh-huh.
I really do.
You want to lock it in with me?
I think the over 2.
All right, I'll take that one. Argentina over 2 minus 145. I'll lock that one in there now. And this game I agree. This Croatia game feels like there might be some real opportunities to stack some units here to triple or quadruple up, make up for some of the losses that I have had. I've taken some losses in this World Cup, taken some overs at 2s in some of these games that wound up 1-0. But I feel like this is definitely a game worth taking a shot.
Okay, over 2 at minus 145. I'm locking in.
All right.
I'm also locking in both teams to score.
Okay, what line do you have for that?
Here I have minus 106.
All right, we'll give you that one unless you can line chop and get a better line for yourself. If both teams score minus 106.
Score minus 106.
In Argentina, Croatia, right?
In Argentina, Croatia. And then Messi's got to get this party started here. I just can't. I was afraid. I didn't take him in the first game. Minus 138 for Messi to score, and I just felt like that's a ton of juice. Let's see what we get right now for Messi to score. Sorry. Goals, score. I'm having a bit of a problem here.
That's all right. That's okay, Jim.
Specials.
No, Bill Buttlicker predicting a 1-1 score for Argentina-Croatia, so that's okay. At least we'll push on the two. Interesting. So not everyone is as high on a big offensive game here in Argentina-Croatia, but very few people. I haven't seen anyone say no, don't take a shot with the over 2. So yeah, as Zach Kenkel says, over 2 is only minus 139. Only get your money back. That's a no-brainer. Yes, I think it's a no-brainer play with value. Not a lock, but with value. All right, Jim. We do want to go wrap this show up and get to our favorite part of the show. Anything you want to lock in, anything you don't lock in now from the morning games, you can tweet out. And if you don't tweet them out, then we won't give you any official plays on them.
Lionel Messi to score anytime is plus 120.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add that.
You want that one?
3 ways on this.
Okay, so Messi to score is plus 120?
Yeah.
All right, so Jim has given 3 picks. Messi to score at plus 120. Argentina over 2 minus 145, and both teams to score minus 106. And I've gone on with him with the Argentina game over 2 at minus 145. All right.
What a difference game makes. He's minus 138 game 1, and now we get him at plus 120 because he doesn't score.
Mm-hmm.
I find that very appealing.
Okay. Any other plays you want to lock in here, Jim, from the World Cup games, or should we move on?
Don Mago 323 is Aguero to score. I believe you get plus 200 or something. Mm-hmm. That's something that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see, Sergio Aguero plus 200.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wow. This is very interesting. Okay, so no, at this point, I'm going to make a decision about taking this under after a little more study with Denmark, Australia. I'm uncomfortable with France and Peru, but my God, does that Argentina-Croatia game feel like a spot to make money?
It does, doesn't it? All right, Jim, are we done?
We are.
All right.
We are, but no sort of saying Aguero at plus 200. I mean, if you get them both, all you need is 1 to score.
That's true.
That seems extremely appealing.
That's true,
I'm
Jim.
going to take it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you taking?
I'm taking Aguero to score at plus 200.
Aguero to score at plus 200. Okay, and that's it?
That's it, 4 plays.
Now we come to the best part of the show, our favorite part of the show, and yours, Lucrative Larry's play of the future. Lucrative Larry has been demoted to only giving 4 plays a week, but he's still killing it with whatever chance that he's given on camera. Lucrative Larry has grit and perseverance, which is the most important thing that you can have in life, even more than money, looks, intelligence, anything. Larry, Lucrative Larry, welcome.
Hello.
Okay.
I pushed yesterday. That was good.
I wouldn't say good.
It's not good. It's not good anymore. It was good. It wasn't anymore. But today, I'm going to take France. -1 at the Asian handicap. I'm taking them plus 104 at bet 365. I'm confident.
Okay.
Peru's tough.
All right. His last play lost, right, Jim?
No, it pushed.
Oh, it pushed. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So hopefully that'll be the start of another great winning streak for first-time viewers. Lucrative Larry was recently on a 10 of 11 win run, right? He won 10 of 11 picks.
It looked, he was in a losing streak. They were saying that they had to change Lucrative Larry's name. Then he goes to Korea.
Yep.
And he dominates.
There
goes
you
on
go.
a run, hits 10 of 11. But Bill Buttlicker says it's a trap, Larry.
Okay, we shall see who laughs last. Lucrative Larry has made his pick for today, and we will be back tomorrow morning at 12 o'clock Eastern time for the Thursday show. Thanks, everyone.